I'm going to start with a weird one. I've heard Phil Jackson back in the day did a different facial hair every year to just throughout his career, just do it. You got a new look this year. Is this a camp look? Is this your Phil Jackson routine?
I know. I didn't know Phil did that. DeAndre's calling me long hair. He doesn't call me coach. Doesn't call me Mo. Just hey, what's up, long hair? I don't know. Just kind of messing around some things, keeping it interesting, keeping people off balance a little bit. The funniest line I think I ever heard was going before the bubble. I had a shaved head, and then when we came back to playing, I had hair, and people just assumed I had a shaved head because I couldn't grow my hair out.
Yeah, we had no idea.
And, a lot of people are like, "Duh, what?" So just you should have seen it a couple weeks ago. I was like a wild man. Yeah, my wife and kids kept on saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" So I don't know. What do you think? Stay with it, change it up.
I think it's a good look.
Good look?
I think it's good.
I appreciate that. Give me confidence. Let's go.
You're going to fit in at the Grateful Dead concerts a little bit better here in about 10 years.
Yeah,
keep doing this.
Keep going. Yes. Yeah. So, no, it's not an ode to Phil Jackson. This is just me, testing things out. Preseason, I'm still working on it.
What have you learned about your team through 2 days of camp?
It's today was a little sloppy at times, more sloppy than yesterday. And that's always a part of training camp. But like Justin Holiday, I thought looked really good today. Got him with that first unit some, and just his IQ, his ability to play off the ball, run the floor, and his multiple effort. He's long, he's active, contesting, running. I think Reggie Jackson's been playing well on that point guard of that second unit. And we were like putting the teams together. We had our starters together from last year. And I said this morning, I don't think our starters have missed a beat. I mean, it's just kind of like the ball's flying, making the right play. But I think we're in a good place mentally. Michael tweaked his ankle a little bit today, but hopefully I don't think it's that serious. I just kind of like where we're at mentally and physically going into this training camp. And after 2 days, I think we're in a good spot. But our goal, once again, Adam, is we got to find a way as an organization to get better every day. And if we continue to work as hard as we're working, that'll continue to happen.
I thought Michael had the most interesting comment at Media Day when he was asked about expanding his role, growing his game, and he said, "We want a championship with me in this role. My job's to get better at the role I already have." It doesn't sound like something maybe he would have said a couple years back. Is there something you've seen in growth in him and his acceptance of the role and what he's contributing to this team this year and over the last year or so?
Oh, by far, man. Last year was such a great year for Michael, but for me as a coach, it was so rewarding to watch him and that maturation we talked about because he didn't fight it. We talked to him about the little things, about just becoming the best defensive player you can be individually and as a team defender. And how many times did we talk about Michael after game, the defensive game that he had, getting on the floor for loose balls, blocking shots, making plays at the rim, and then offensively getting used to playing without the ball. His whole life he had the ball. He was the guy. And he bought into the role of, okay, I'm going to play off of Jamal and Nicole and everybody else and do my job to the best of my ability. So to hear him say that is great, but that is just kind of part of his progression because he's been doing that, and now his words are following his actions. And, we talked about that in our meeting a few nights ago, how Michael sacrificed to win a championship, Aaron sacrificed to win a championship. We all did. And that's what winning takes, is everybody to sacrifice and to do your role to the best of your ability for that specific team. And I have no doubt that Michael will build on all the success he had last season.
Looked like you put the starters against the kids pretty much yesterday in that scrimmage. What's the thinking with throwing rookies into the fire like that and making them play against a championship starting five on day one?
Well, no, it wasn't just the rookies. I mean, the second unit had a bunch of vets on it. But, we know that our starting unit, just getting them reps, getting them back on the court together. They hadn't played since June 12th, I believe. And, throughout camp, we'll continue to mix up lineups, mix up groups, so it's not always the starting group versus the second or third unit. Create some competitive atmosphere and situations and, let guys go at it and compete against each other. But it wasn't trying to send the rookies a message by any means. It was just getting our starters back out there and rekindling their magic on the court.
Do you feel like you're sort of close already in terms of having a good idea of what your second unit will look like, or will that
No.
sort of take form over the next couple weeks?
Yeah, but I'm not giving any minutes away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing's going to be given to anybody. If you want to come off our bench, you know, the only guy on that team that played off the bench is Christian Brown. And he's going to have, obviously, a great chance to do that. Christian was phenomenal for us all year long, and especially in the playoffs. But, you know, if anybody out there, players think that they're automatically going to be given minutes as a backup, they're mistaken. You're going to have to earn that. I'm not giving anything away.
You joked about keeping people off balance. Are you a little surprised that you are still, and this team's still in the mind of the Lakers up there? They've talked a lot about you guys.
Oh, they're talking about us?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, what, like 4 months ago? Yeah. I can't speak for anybody in LA. You know, I can speak for 17 players on our team, 18 players now in our group. But if they're still worried about us, that's on them. This is a new season, new challenge, and it was a hell of a series against them. I know it was a 4-0 sweep, but all those games seemed like they went down to the wire. And as I said after that game 4, we have tremendous respect for that team. I have tremendous respect for Darvin Ham as a coach and the job that he did. But yeah, I don't listen to any of that stuff. I don't know what they're saying, and if we're on their minds, then I guess that's on them.
Do you welcome that, being a little bit, or feeling a little bit more like a rivalry, even if talk is just talk ultimately?
Yeah, it's not a rivalry. I mean, you can't play a team, you know, in the Western Conference Finals twice in the last couple of years and think it's a rivalry. That's something that I think takes. When I think of rivalries, I think of, you know, Boston, LA. I think of you know, the Knicks and the Miami Heat back in the day. But no, I don't welcome it or not welcome it. I'm on 2023-24. I'm not living 4 months ago.
You mentioned Justin and Reggie as guys that stood out. Are there any of the young guys that have stood out so far through 2 days?
Young guys standing out. Not really. I think everybody's doing their job. They're playing well. So when I say not really, that's not to say that no one's playing well. But, you know, I think guys are out here doing the best they can do. We're throwing a lot of things at these guys, and the guys will have a moment. But, you know, to stand out in a camp or in a practice, you can't have a moment. It's got to be throughout the entirety of the practice. But I'm happy. Instead of singling out guys individually, for me, it's more important collectively. I think we are making the necessary steps after 2 practices as we approach tomorrow. And like we always do, we practiced hard yesterday and today. Tomorrow we'll probably scale back a little bit. Then on Friday, try to blow it out and get a lot of live scrimmage again that day.
What does it say about your starting group that they haven't missed a beat? Were you surprised? Are you surprised that they look as they do?
I mean, the best part about this summer was that coming into this camp, we knew Jamal was healthy. We knew Michael was healthy. There wasn't the, you know, kind of slowly bringing those guys back. You know, how is Jamal going to be? Like, those guys are healthy. That gives us a lot of confidence. That gives them a lot of confidence, Katie. But I think it speaks to just them understanding who they are as a unit, how effective they were, and why they were effective. The number of examples that we had in practice today, especially with that unit, of the ball movement. I mean, and just the ball flying around. It's a beautiful game when you play like that, generating wide open looks, guys being truly selfless and passing up good shots to get a really great shot for a teammate. And, you know, that's kind of like in our DNA. And so I'm not surprised by it. It's just refreshing to be a part of that again.
One more? All right. All right. Go.